Imagine pouring your heart into a blockbuster film that dives deep into profound questions about humanity's place in the universe, only to watch it stumble at the box office and face harsh criticism. That's the bittersweet tale of Marvel's Eternals, and its director, Chloé Zhao, is still dreaming of a comeback. But here's where it gets controversial. Could a sequel really reignite interest in these godlike beings, or is it time to let them fade into obscurity? Let's unpack this fascinating story and explore why Zhao's vision might just deserve another shot, while touching on the bigger debates swirling around Marvel's future. Chloé Zhao, who co-wrote and directed the much-discussed Marvel film Eternals, the one that premiered in late 2021 and didn't quite hit the mark with audiences or critics, has openly shared her enthusiasm for returning to helm a follow-up. Despite the film's mixed reception, she remains passionate about revisiting its characters and delving deeper into the unresolved plot points that left fans with more questions than answers. For those new to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU for short, Eternals follows a group of immortal beings tasked with protecting Earth from cosmic threats, exploring themes that blend mythology with modern-day relevance. Zhao envisions these characters as a pantheon of gods gazing down on humanity, much like ancient myths brought to life on the big screen. In an interview with Screen Rant, Zhao explained her perspective. It's there for a reason, this kind of myth, and these MCU films are a modern version of that to me. She expressed how proud she is of the project and added, "So, I would love to bring them back and have more discussion about the world we live in." To clarify for beginners, think of it as updating classic stories like Greek mythology, where gods like Zeus might debate human affairs, into a superhero context. Zhao wants to use this sequel opportunity to expand on how these eternal figures observe and judge us, fostering conversations about our society, kindness, and self-awareness. It's a lofty goal, but one that could make the film more than just action-packed entertainment. It could provoke real reflection. Yet, the reality is stark. Marvel Studios hasn't shown any inclination to greenlight a second Eternals movie. The original release was met with disappointing box office numbers and a critical drubbing, earning a rotten rating on Rotten Tomatoes, a rare low point for the studio, and one it now shares with flops like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania from 2023, and this year's Captain America, Brave New World. For context, Rotten Tomatoes aggregates reviews from critics and audiences, and a rotten score means more negative than positive feedback. This was particularly stinging for Eternals, which boasted a huge budget, top-tier visual effects, and a star-studded cast including Angelina Jolie, Kit Harington, and Salma Hayek. It was meant to launch a new corner of the MCU, introducing cosmic elements like the Celestials, but instead, it became a high-profile letdown. As Marvel's boss Kevin Feige bluntly stated last year, there are no immediate plans for Eternals 2. Zhao has elaborated on her sequel ideas, emphasizing the film's core message. It's about a pantheon of gods discussing the nature of humanity, and ultimately their judgment, she said. Drawing from the movie's lore, she referenced Ikaris, the powerful celestial who warns of future judgment for humankind. The brief plays or vignettes in the film, short scenes showing different timelines, were designed to let us peek into how these gods view us, prompting us to assess our own behavior. Are we treating each other with compassion? Are we truly understanding ourselves within the grand cycle of the universe? This concept might sound abstract, but for newcomers, it's like a philosophical mirror held up to society, encouraging viewers to think about global issues such as climate change or social division through a fantastical lens. Unfortunately, it looks increasingly doubtful that we'll get a full-fledged sequel to explore these ideas. While some Eternals elements have popped up elsewhere, Kumail Nanjiani's character Kingo appeared in an animated episode of the Disney Plus series What If, and a giant celestial sticking out of the earth became a key plot point in Captain America, Brave New World. The main characters and overarching story have largely been sidelined. Even with upcoming MCU events like Avengers, Doomsday and the multiverse-shaking Secret Wars, there's no indication they'll feature the Eternals crew prominently. In fact, some dedicated fans speculate that these storylines could effectively erase the Eternals from the MCU altogether, sparking heated debates about narrative continuity versus fresh starts. And this is the part most people miss, the human cost behind the scenes. Actor Kumail Nanjiani, who played Kingo, revealed earlier this year that he initially signed on for an ambitious slate including 6 movies, a video game, a theme park ride, and then none of that happened. The backlash was so intense that he turned to counseling to cope with the trauma. It's a reminder that Hollywood decisions affect more than just screenplays, they impact real lives. Meanwhile, the film also teased Mahershala Ali's upcoming Blade reboot through a cameo, but that project has been delayed, leaving fans wondering when it'll finally materialize. Questions linger. Will Ikaris decide humanity deserves mercy, or is judgment inevitable? Could Ikaris, the conflicted Eternal played by Richard Madden, make a triumphant return? And what about those tantalizing glimpses of Harry Styles as Eros, Thanos' brother, and Patton Oswalt as the mischievous Pip the Troll? Will we ever see more than fleeting seconds of them? Right now, the MCU is hungry for surefire hits, and it's tough to imagine sinking resources into another Eternals outing when proven franchises like Spider-Man and Avengers are lined up for sequels, alongside a fresh X-Men reboot. But who knows? After those big releases, there might be space for Pip's quirky antics to steal the show again. In the meantime, Chloé Zhao is far from idle. Her Shakespeare-inspired drama Hamnet, starring Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley, is set to debut this week, offering a poignant look at loss and creativity. And if all goes well, next year might bring her reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, aiming to honor the original show's DNA while updating it for modern audiences. It's clear Zhao's talents extend beyond blockbusters, proving she's a filmmaker with depth and range. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Marvel right to shelve Eternals, focusing on crowd-pleasers instead of riskier, more intellectual fare? Or should they give Zhao's vision another chance to explore those big-picture questions about humanity? Some might argue that the MCU has become too formulaic, prioritizing explosions over existential dilemmas, while others see Eternals flop as a sign that audiences crave escapism, not philosophy. What do you think? Do you want to see the Eternals return for more Judgment Day debates, or is it better left as a one-and-done experiment? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with Zhao's optimism, or disagree that a sequel could work? Let's discuss. Image credit, Rob Kim/Wire Image. Tom Phillips is IGN's news editor. You can reach Tom at Tom_Phillips at IGN.com or find him on Blue Sky at tomphillipsegg.bsky.social.